Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Global Village, Language and Global Pathways. I'm Naomi.
And I'm Johnson. Today we're talking about something very practical. Learning English from real life. Do we really need textbooks to learn English? Or can we learn from daily experiences?
That's a great question, Johnson. Many people believe that learning English must come from books, classes, and structured lessons.
And is that true?
Not entirely. Those things are helpful, but they are not enough. If you only learn from textbooks, your English may stay theoretical.
What do you mean by theoretical?
It means you understand the language, but you cannot use it naturally in real situations.
That sounds like a very common problem.
Exactly. Many learners know grammar and vocabulary, but when they need to speak, they don't know what to say.
So how does learning from real life help?
Learning from real life helps you connect English to actual situations.
Can you give some examples?
Of course. For example, when you watch a video in English, you are not just learning words. You're learning how people actually speak.
Like tone, expression, and reaction?
Exactly. Or when you write a real email, you're learning how to communicate with purpose.
That's very different from doing exercises in a book.
Yes, real life learning is active. You are not just receiving information, you are using it.
Why do you think many people don't learn this way?
Because it feels less structured, people feel more comfortable with clear lessons, rules, and exercises.
So real-life learning feels more uncertain?
Exactly, but that uncertainty is actually part of real communication.
That makes sense. In real life, we don't have time to think too long.
Yes, we have to respond naturally and quickly.
Let me ask you this.
What are some simple ways to start learning from real life? There are many simple ways.
Can you share a few?
Sure. First, listen to English every day through videos, podcasts, or conversations.
That helps with understanding real speech.
Exactly. Second, speak as much as possible, even if it's just talking to yourself.
Talking to yourself?
Yes, you can describe what you're doing or express your thoughts in English.
That's a very simple but powerful practice.
Yes. And third, use English in real tasks, like writing messages, emails, or notes.
So learning becomes part of your daily life.
Exactly.
Let me ask something deeper. How does learning from real life affect long-term progress?
It makes your English more natural and more usable.
In what way?
Because you learn language in context, you don't just remember words, you understand how to use them.
That helps with speaking more fluently.
Yes. And it also builds your reflex, your ability to respond quickly without translating in your head.
That's something many learners struggle with.
Exactly. They understand, but they cannot respond fast enough.
So real-life learning helps build reaction, not just knowledge.
Yes, and that's the key difference.
I see. So textbooks give you structure, but real life gives you application.
That's a perfect way to say it.
What would you say to someone who feels uncomfortable learning this way?
I would say start small.
How small?
Very small. Watch a short video, say a few sentences, write a simple message.
So don't try to change everything at once.
Exactly. Build the habit step by step.
So in the end, learning English is not something separate from life. It should be part of life.
Exactly. The more you connect English to your daily activities, the faster and more naturally you will improve.
This conversation really changes the way I see learning.
Me too. It reminds us that the best learning happens when we actually use the language.
Thank you for sharing your insights, Naomi.
Thank you, Johnson. And thank you, everyone, for listening to Global Village, Language, and Global Pathways.
We hope today's episode helps you bring English into your daily life.
Take care, and we'll see you in the next episode.